Let's take a look at the Tree View component. It can be found under the Tables tab of the component palette, and it allows us to organize data into a tree. As soon as we drag it onto a window, there's some sample data we can play around with. I can go into preview mode, and I can expand the folders to see the data. Now we can use the Tree View component for navigation in Ignition. In fact, there's a built-in skeleton project called Multi-Tier Navigation that uses it for that purpose. We can also use it to display any data in this form. Now the way we configure the component is first go to the property called Items at the data set. This will contain all the items that we display in the tree. So we can right click on the component and go down to Customizers, Tree View Customizer, to actually configure these items. So I can add one or more rows of data here. Now every row has to have a path and a text to display. If you look at the first row, the path is East Area / refrigeration. This path is used to know which folder to put that item inside of. We separate the path by a /, which is a separation character by default. And that shows us that it's going to be an East Area. Inside refrigeration, there's going to be an item called compressor 1. If you look in the tree view, you see that East Area refrigeration, there's compressor 1 and compressor 2. So from there, we have other columns here to customize how we want that particular item to look. So I can add another row at the bottom, and I can set the path here to folder A. I can set the text to some item. I can then set an icon if I want to. Maybe I want to set the icon to a monitor. I can set the background, the foreground, the tooltip, the border for when it's selected and when it's not selected. So I'm going to make sure that the text is the same for the text and selected text here. So it's going to be some item. So basically I can add one or more rows. We can move them up and down. When I press OK, it's going to put that row in the data set, and I can see it here on the table, on the tree view. So if I expand folder A, I will see some item with the icon there that I specified. Now the component has a couple of other properties that are important, like the separation character, which we're using on that path. So you see it now, it's a /, so that's how we know how to break it up into folders. There's a property here called auto sort that automatically sorts the items, the tree, into alphabetical order. If you uncheck that, it'll be sorted by the order of the data set here. Another property here called auto expand. If I set that to true, as soon as we open the window, the folders will all be automatically expanded for us. So if I go up here and right click and close the window, then I open it again, you'll see all the folders are now expanded in my tree view. Now the data set here, the items data set that has all the items that we're showing, it's a data set. We can actually bind this to a SQL query to bring back data from a database and organize that into a tree.